Okay, so let's start the today's session. In the last session, we have covered the adiabatic process, right? So as I told you before, for the today's lecture, we'll be starting with the polytropic process. We'll be starting with the polytropic process. Okay, I will just mention process 5. It's a polytropic. It's a polytropic process. Okay, polytropic process. Okay. So try to understand. For this lecture, we'll be starting with the polytropic process. Okay. So all of you try to understand this process. So the law, okay, let us start first. Let us start first with the, okay, PV diagram. Let's start with the PV diagram. Let's start with the PV diagram for the polytropic process, right? So let's consider, okay, let this be a pressure scale. Okay, let this be a volume scale, right? Pressure volume scale. Okay, now let's consider this be the initial point. Let's consider the initial point 1. Okay, and let's consider at point number 1, let's consider that we have pressure P1. Okay, similarly we have the volume V1. Okay, now from this initial state 1, let's say I need to move to state 2 where pressure is P2 and where volume is V2. Volume is V2, right? Now see, when I need to move from state number 1 to state number 2, what happens is the pressure gets a decrease. Okay, at the same time, volume get increased, right? So when the pressure decreases, volume increases. Such process it is called as expansion, right? Such process it is known as expansion. So when the pressure decreases, volume increases, it's an expansion. And as you're plotting this process on a PV diagram, okay, so if we just highlight the area below the process, okay, area below the process, so this area below the process will give you the value of work transfer. Okay, so area which is coming below the process will give you the value of what is the work done during process 1 to 2, work done during process 1 to 2. Okay, now see, so see, when the pressure decreases, volume increases, such process it's an expansion. Okay, and whenever work is produced, okay, so work is always produced during expansion. Okay, and whenever work is produced, it is to be taken as positive. Okay, so this value, this work will be positive. Okay, this is the positive work because this is produced, that is during expansion. Okay, now the difference will be, then sir, what is the polytropic process? What is the polytropic process? Okay, so see, if you write down the law on this process as PV raised to power n is equal to C, okay, it is said to be a polytropic process. Try to understand. If you just write down PV is equal to C, if you just write down PV is equal to C, it is isothermal process. If you write down PV raised to power gamma is equal to C, it's a adiabatic process. And if you write down PV raised to power n is equal to C, then such process it is called as, okay, polytropic process. So whenever you are drawing isothermal or adiabatic or polytropic, it is necessary to mention the law which process you mention the law. Okay, then only you will be able to understand, okay, which is the process, right? So let us see, this is talks about the expansion. This talks about the expansion. Okay, on the similar hand, we can have a reverse diagram. So let this be a pressure scale, let this be a volume scale. Okay, let's take this point 1, initial point 1 here. Okay, so at point number 1, let's say this is a pressure, okay, and this is the volume. This is the volume. Okay, let's say from point number 1, we need to move to point number 2, okay, which is basically lying here, where pressure is P2 and volume is V2, and volume is V2, right? Volume is V2. Okay, so obviously when you move from point number 1 to point number 2, what is happening there is, okay, what is happening there is your pressure, okay, your pressure got increased, okay, but your volume got decreased. Try to understand. When you move from point number 1 to 2, okay, so this is a process. We'll move from point number 1 to point number 2. During the process, what happens? Pressure increases, volume decreases. Such a process it is called as compression. Such process it is called as compression. Okay, so if you calculate the area below the process, so obviously this area below the process will gives you the work work required for the compression, right? So this will give you the work required for the compression. Okay, so whenever there is compression, the work will be consumed. Okay, so in such case, we need to take the value of work as negative. Try to understand. See, during expansion, work is produced, so it is positive. But during compression, what happens? The work gets consumed, so it is negative, right? Okay, now again, then how you understand that it's a polytropic process. So basically, we need to mention the law. P raised to power n is equal to C. Okay, so it shows that this is polytropic expansion. This is polytropic compression. Okay, this law indicates it's a polytropic. Okay, and when the arrow is coming down, it indicates it's a expansion. Okay, when you write down the law, P raised to power n is equal to C, it indicates that it's a polytropic. Okay, when the arrow is going upward, it indicates that it's a compression. Is it okay with this one? Is it okay? Right? So now let us start. Okay, I will just first brief you. Okay, so PV raised to power n is equal to constant. Okay, so this is the law. Okay, this is the law for polytropic process. Okay, so in this equation, let's say if you put n is equal to 0. Okay, if you put n is equal to 0, let's say you put n is equal to 0, then what you will get? When n is 0, V raised to power 0 is 1. So you will get pressure is equal to constant, right? When you put n is 0, when n is 0, V raised to power 0 is 1. So P into 1 is equal to C. That is P is equal to C. And such process, it is called as constant pressure, right? This is known as constant pressure. Okay, constant pressure, it is also known as isobaric. Okay, isobaric process, right? It is also known as isobaric process, right? Now let us put the second value. If you put n is equal to infinity, let's put the value of n as infinity. So when you put n is equal to infinity, so in that case, okay, P into V raised to power infinity is equal to constant. Okay, so if you make anything raised to power infinity, that means that particular term is constant. So in that case, volume is constant. If you make n as infinity, then V raised to power infinity, P into V raised, that means, okay, see, what is the meaning of that? Okay, try to understand. See, what is the meaning of that? See, when you make n raised to power infinity, V into n, see, P into V raised to power infinity is equal to constant. That means volume is constant. Okay, so such process, it is known as constant volume. Such process, it is called as constant volume, or it is also known as isochoric process. This is also known as isochoric process, right? This is also known as isochoric process, right? Let us go to the third state. Okay, so if you put value of n is equal to 1, let's say you put n is equal to 1. When you put n is equal to 1, what law you will get? PV is equal to C, right? Then you will get law PV is equal to C. Okay, what is PV is equal to C? It's a constant temperature process, right? So it is nothing but your constant temperature. This is constant temperature. So this is also known as isothermal. Constant temperature, it is isothermal, right? So it's an isothermal process. Okay, it's an isothermal process, right? Now let us take one more case. If you put n is equal to gamma, let's say, so what happens? You will get product of pressure into volume raised to power gamma is equal to constant term, right? So that is nothing but constant entropy, known as constant entropy process. This is known as constant entropy, okay, or isentropic, okay, or adiabatic. Okay, there are multiple names to a single process, or adiabatic process, right? Okay, so if you just see this process, it's a generalized process. Okay, that is PV raised to power n is equal to C. It's a generalized process, right? So in this equation, if you put different values of n, okay, you will get a different processes. If you put n is 0, then pressure is constant pressure process. When you put n is equal to infinity, then volume is constant. It becomes a constant volume process. When you put n is equal to 1, then what happens? PV is equal to C. That is nothing but a constant temperature process. When you put n is equal to infinite gamma, then PV ratio per gamma is equal to C. This is called as the adiabatic process. Is it okay? Let me know. Is it okay or not? Is it okay with this one? Is it okay with this one? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Let me know.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so see, all these processes we have already seen, right? We have seen the derivations for PVT relation, work transfer, heat transfer, change in internal energy, change in enthalpy. Okay, so for all those parameters, we have seen the derivation for each and every process. Okay, now last process is a polytropic, and it's a generalized one process, right? So I have already told you the PV diagram. Okay, let us start with the second term. That is a PVT relation, right? Let us start with the second term. That is, what is the relationship between pressure, volume, and temperature? Okay, so we will just write down the PVT relation. We will not derive it basically. Okay, so see, for the adiabatic process, okay, we have seen the derivation like this. T2 by T1 is given by P2 by P1, P2 by P1 raised to power gamma minus 1 by gamma. You might have remembered. Okay, so instead of gamma, I will write down this as n minus 1 by n is equal to V1 by V2 raised to power n minus 1. Try to understand, right? So see, what is T2 by T1? T2 by T1 is equal to P2 by P1 raised to power n minus 1 by n is equal to V1 by V2 raised to power n minus 1. See, same expression we have derived for adiabatic process in the last lecture only, where instead of n, we have the value of gamma. We have the value of gamma. Okay, see, if you remember it, in the last lecture only we have taken that. Whether you remember it or not, whether you remember it, what we have covered in the last lecture. Yes or no? See, and then just put that. See, this is the expression which we have derived in the last lecture for adiabatic process. So what I have done, instead of gamma, I will replace the gamma by n. So this becomes the polytropic process. Is it okay? You can check it. T2 by T1 is equal to P2 by P1 raised to power gamma minus 1 by gamma is equal to V1 by V2 raised to power gamma minus 1. Now same expression I've written here. You can check it. Instead of gamma, I'll be just writing this as n. Okay, instead of gamma, I will write down n. Okay, so this is the relationship between pressure, volume, and temperature for polytropic process. Okay, so this is a relation, right? Now let us calculate the next thing. Okay, that is basically the work transfer. Let us calculate the value of work transfer. Let's calculate that. Work transfer. Okay, work transfer. So let's do that. How to do that? Okay, so as I told you, okay, see all of you. In the last lecture only we have derived it. You can see this derivation. Is it okay or not? You can see this. This is for adiabatic process. Just check it. This is for adiabatic process. Okay. So this was the expression. I'm just putting the last the formulas, right? What I told you, you just replace the gamma by n. Okay. So this gamma you replace by n. Okay. I will not go into the detail again. So work transfer. Okay. Work transfer. I will just write down this equation as. Okay. So wherever there is a gamma, see this is the work transfer, right? So gamma I replaced by n. Okay. So let me write down that. So W122 is given by P1 V1 minus P2 V2, P1 V1 minus P2 V2 upon n minus 1. Now, n minus 1.
This is a
Okay,
simulation
gamma.
game set in a virtual world. And
Okay,
does not represent
by n.
real life. Please
Right?
play in moderation. Take frequent breaks and play responsibly.
Now see, let's go. This is one formula. This is one formula. Okay, what one more formula we have? We have this as one more formula.
Sword for
So I
the
just write down
first time.
So this is one more formula. Okay, so I'll just write down this formula again. So is equal to m R T1 minus T2 upon, instead of gamma, I will write down this as n. So it is n minus 1, right? See, one more formula I've written. Okay. So how will calculate word transfer during a polytropic process? You can see P1 V1 minus P2 V2 upon n minus 1. See, there is no point in repeating the same thing again. So E is equal to, what is that? MR T1 minus T2 upon n minus 1 again. Okay. So these two formulas, is it okay? Is it okay or not? Let me know. Is it okay? Yes or no? Now let us calculate the heat transfer. Let's calculate the heat transfer. Let us calculate the heat transfer. How will calculate heat transfer? Okay. We'll calculate the heat transfer. Okay. So what is the formula for heat transfer? Heat transfer we used to calculate as difference between, okay. See, delta U, change in internal energy, is given by difference between heat transfer and work transfer, right? How we used to calculate change in internal energy? Difference between heat transfer and work transfer. So from this expression, we will calculate heat transfer. Okay, if you go for adiabatic process, heat transfer is 0. Okay. So now we are dealing with the polytropic process. So heat transfer, change in internal energy is given by difference between heat transfer and work transfer. Right? So from this, I will write down the value of Q122 as, okay, delta U plus W12, delta U plus W, right? Now see, formula for delta U, okay, it might be any process, okay. Formula for delta U will remain same. What is that? It is mCV into T2 minus T1, mCV into T2 minus T1, right? Okay, mCV into T2 minus T1, mCV into T2 minus T1. Now, what is the formula for work transfer? What is the formula for work transfer? Just a time before we have seen, this is the formula for work transfer, right? So this is M into R T1 minus T2 upon N minus 1, right? You can see that. M R T1 minus T2 upon N minus 1, right? So let us solve it. Okay. This is in the form of T2 minus T1. This is in the form of T1 minus T2. Okay. So let's do that. So E is equal to M. Okay, now what is CV? Okay, in the previous lecture only I told you CV is R upon gamma minus 1. Okay, there is a little relationship between CP, CV and gamma, and CV is R upon gamma minus 1 into T2 minus T1 as it is. Okay, now this equation I will write down in the form of T2 minus T1. So it is minus MR T2 minus T1 upon N minus 1 upon N, right? You can check it. Both the equations are same. Okay, here I put the value of CV. Okay, and this expression I have written in the form of T2 minus T1. Let me know what to do afterwards.
Is about to win.
So what to do now? How to simplify this equation? Can you tell me? How to simplify this equation? Okay, so let us solve it. Let's solve it. Right? So let's solve this. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll take M, R, okay, T2 minus T1 common. M, R, T2 minus T1, we will take it common. What is remaining? 1 upon gamma minus 1. See, M, R, T2 minus T1, it's common. What is remaining? 1 upon gamma minus 1 minus. What is remaining? 1 upon N minus 1. Try to understand. 1 upon N minus 1, right? So we'll simplify it one more time, right? MR T2 minus T1. MR T2 minus T1. Let us simplify it. So this is gamma minus 1 upon N minus 1, right? So what is remaining? we will make a common denominator. Okay, so this is to be written as n minus 1, okay, minus gamma plus 1, right? Minus gamma plus 1. Okay, let us solve it. This is a simple mathematical operations which we are doing. Okay, so what we'll get here is equal to m r t2 minus t1. Okay, here we'll get what? Okay, so this 1 minus 1 and plus 1 gets cancelled. What is remaining? N minus gamma upon gamma minus 1 n minus 1, right? Gamma minus 1 n minus 1. Okay, so let us write down this in some other form, right? So okay, can we write down like this? You can check it. See, we will write down this as gamma minus n. Okay, you can check it. Gamma minus n. I'll just write down this as a gamma minus n. When you write down gamma minus n, that minus sign is to be given here. Okay, so this becomes mr t1 minus t2. Check it. I'll take minus sign common from both of them. So this minus sign will come here. So you'll give that minus sign to this particular term. Okay, upon gamma minus 1 as it is. Okay, and this n minus 1 as it is. You can check it. Both the equations are one and same. Just check it. Okay, both the equations are one and same. Okay, so what we'll get? We'll get gamma minus n upon gamma minus 1. Okay, times of, now what is mr t1 minus t2? Just check it. What is mr t1 minus t2 upon n minus 1? You can check it. So this particular term, it is nothing but a work transfer, right? So this is nothing but work transfer. Okay, so heat transfer in case of an polytropic process, it is gamma minus n upon gamma minus 1 times of work transfer, right? If you see, if value of work transfer is given, and if they ask to calculate what is heat transfer, so value formula is gamma minus n upon gamma minus 1 times of work transfer. Is it okay? Let me know. Is it okay? Is it okay or not? Let me know. So let us start with the next thing. Okay, that is change in internal energy. Let's calculate change in internal energy. Let's calculate the change in internal energy. Okay, what is change in internal energy? It is indicated by delta U. Okay, and as you know, the formula is same irrespective of any process. It is m CV into change in temperature. Okay, so this is the formula for internal energy. It is same irrespective of any process. Okay, now let us calculate. Okay, what is change in enthalpy? What is change in enthalpy? So formula for change in enthalpy. Okay, change in enthalpy, it's basically delta H. Okay, formula for delta H, it is again mCp into T2 minus T1. You can check it here. Here it was CV. Here it is CP. Okay, because this delta U, it is basically derived from the basic definition of CV. Similarly, delta H, it has been derived from the basic definition of CP. If you attended the previous lectures, I have told you from where this formula has been taken. Okay, so is it okay with this one? Let me know. Is it okay? All of you, is it okay with this process? Let me know. Is it okay with this one or not? Let me know. Is it okay? Is there any doubt? You can respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so see, if I need to just brief this process, it's a polytropic process. Okay, so when it is going down, it's a expansion. When it is going up, it's a compression. So area below the process will give you the work done. Whenever there is expansion, work done is positive. Whenever there is a compression, okay, work will be consumed, so it will be negative, right? So this is nothing but a generalized process where PV raised to power n is equal to C. So this is a law which governs the process. In this equation, if you put n is equal to 0, okay, you will get constant pressure. If you put n is equal to infinity, you will get constant volume. If you put n is equal to 1, you will get constant temperature. If you put n is equal to gamma, you will get adiabatic or isentropic process. Okay, now this expression we have already derived in the last process, that is polytropic, that is adiabatic process. So in adiabatic process, the law was like this: T2 by T1 is equal to P2 by P1 raised to power gamma minus n by gamma is equal to V1 by V2 raised to power gamma minus 1. Okay, So here I just replace gamma by n. Okay. Similar thing I have done for work transfer. So for work transfer, I was getting the expression as P1 minus P1 V1 minus P2 V2 upon gamma minus 1. Okay, that expression I was getting for adiabatic. I just replaced that gamma by n. Okay, now P1 V1 is MRT1, P2 V2 is MRT2 upon n minus 1 as it is. So either of this formula you can use for calculating work transfer. Now for heat transfer, we have started with the basic definition of change in internal energy. So change in internal energy, it is difference between heat and work. So from that, we have written the expression for heat. Okay, so heat is given by delta U plus W1 to 2. So that we have solved and we are getting that. Heat transfer, it is gamma minus n upon gamma minus 1 times of work transfer, right? Now we will go to the change in internal energy. See, these two formulas have been derived from the basic definition of CV and CP. So these formulas will remain same irrespective of any process. So change in internal energy, it is related with the CV. Change in enthalpy, it is related with CP. Is it okay? Is it okay or not? Let me know. Is it okay? Is it clear with this one? Still, is there any doubt? Okay. Now see. Now we have finished with all the processes, right? We have finished all the processes. Okay, because we have started with the constant volume, then we have taken constant pressure, then we have taken constant temperature process. After that, adiabatic we have taken, and finally in this lecture we have finished with the polytropic process. So now we will be solving the numerical based on all these 5 processes. Okay, so majorly they will be asking a combined numerical, which includes, okay, majority 3 processes out of the 5 processes which we have seen. Okay, so basically they will be asking the numerical either which is combined on the 3 processor or might be 2 processes. Okay, majority they are asking where combinedly for the 3 processes. Okay, but before going to that, okay, we have seen the 5 processes. For all 5 processes, we have seen PV diagram, then we have seen PVT relation, then we have seen work transfer, then we have seen heat transfer, okay, then we have seen change in internal energy, and then we have seen change in enthalpy. Okay, so for all 5 processes, we have seen these six terminologies. Okay, so you need to remember all these 30 parameters. Okay, I will just explain it again. For all the 5 processes, like constant volume, constant pressure, constant temperature, adiabatic, and polytropic. So these are the 5 processes. So for all these 5 processes, we have seen PV diagram, PVT relation, work transfer, heat transfer, change in internal energy, and change in enthalpy. So, okay, 5 processes multiplied by 6 parameters. So there will be 30 terms, okay, which you are supposed to remember. Okay, so for that, okay, for the sake of understanding, what we'll be doing here is, okay, we will just try to make one table, okay, and in that table, what we'll do here is, we will try to locate those terms. Okay, we will try to locate each and every parameter. Okay, for all those terms, we will locate each and every parameter. Is it okay? Okay, so let us start. Let's start with the process. Okay, let's start with the process. Okay, so I'll just write down here the process. Okay, let us start with the process. So let's take the first process. Okay, let's take the first process. The first process, let's say it's the iso. Okay, okay, or in a simplified way, I'll just write down that process as isochoric. Okay, isochoric process. Isochoric is constant volume. Isochoric, it is nothing but a constant volume process. So this is the first process. Isochoric, it's a constant volume. Okay, let us take the next process, isobaric. Isobaric. So isobaric, it is nothing but a constant pressure. Constant pressure. Okay, let's take the third process. Okay, it's isothermal. Okay, it is nothing but a constant temperature. Isothermal, it is nothing but a constant temperature, right? Let's take the next process. It's adiabatic. Okay, adiabatic, or it is also known as isentropic. Try to understand. Adiabatic or isentropic process. Okay, and let's take one more process that we have seen in the today's lecture. That is a polytropic. This is basically the polytropic process. Okay, so let us start. Let's start. Okay, let us start. Okay, so we will start first. Okay, we will start first with the PV diagram. Let us start first with the, what is a PV diagram? PV, okay, diagram. Okay, so let me just mark this table. I'll just simply make that table. Let us start with the PV diagram. Okay, let us mark this table. See, when you draw it on your own, at that time only you will be able to understand. Otherwise, you find that the things are very difficult. Okay, let's draw this table. Let us draw this table. Okay, then only you will be able to understand. Okay, so this is the table we will start. Let us start with the PV diagram. What is the PV diagram for isochoric? Okay, what is the PV diagram for isochoric process? Okay, so see, if this is a pressure scale, okay, and if this is the volume scale, okay, this is pressure and this is volume. Okay, we have a constant volume, right? We should have a constant volume process. Then what is constant volume process? The constant volume process I'll just start now with the constant volume process. Okay, just a minute. Let us start with now constant volume process. Okay, so if this is a pressure scale, this is the volume scale. Okay, so say constant volume, basically it's a vertical line, right? So you might have a vertical line which is going upward. I don't understand. You might have a vertical line which is going upward, okay, or you might have a vertical line which is going downward, right? Both the way it's possible. Either it will go upward or it will go, okay, downward. See, so whenever it is going upward, it is called as heating. I understand. Whenever it is going upward, it is called as heating. Whenever it is going downward, it is called as cooling. I understand. H is a heating, C is a cooling. Simple in a table we are making, right? So we'll not write down each and every term in detail. See, constant volume, it's a vertical line. So, right? So whenever it is a vertical line, there are two options. Either you move upward or you move downward, right? So when you move upward, okay, it's basically heating. When you move downward, it's a cooling, right? Now let us talk about the isobaric process. Okay, let us talk about the isobaric process. Okay, what is the isobaric process? It's a constant pressure process, right? It's a constant pressure process. So constant pressure process, it is nothing but a, okay, it's a horizontal line, right? Constant pressure process, it's a horizontal line. So you might have a horizontal line which is going towards the right hand side, or you might have a horizontal line which is going towards the left hand side, right? Which is going towards the left hand side. If it is going on a right hand side, it means it's a heating. Okay. If it is going on the left hand side, it means it is cooling, right? Is it okay? Yes or no? See, it's a constant pressure. It means it's a horizontal line. Okay. So whenever there is a horizontal line, there are two possibilities. Either you move on a right hand side or you move on a left hand side. When you move on a right hand side, it's a heating. When you move on the left hand side, it's a cooling. Is it okay with this one? Let me know. Is it okay? Is it okay or not? Let me know. Let me know. All of you, let me know. Okay. Okay. Now let us start with the isothermal process. Okay. Let us start with the isothermal process. So this is a pressure scale. This is a volume scale, right? Isothermal process. It's not a vertical line. It's not a horizontal line. Okay. So let me draw the isothermal process. Okay. Let me draw the isothermal process. Okay. So I'll just write down these as. Okay. So isothermal process might be like this. Okay. It might be like this. Okay. Or it might be like this. Okay, direction of arrow I'm just changing. Direction of arrow I'm just changing. Okay, so see, try to understand. The arrow may go down. So when arrow is going down, okay, it is called as expansion. Okay, whenever arrow is going down, it is called as expansion. But when the arrow is going upward, it is called as compression. This is called as compression. Okay, so see, this is a different process as compared to the previous two processes, right? Okay, so here what is isothermal? Isothermal, it's a constant temperature, right? So you might have the arrow which is going down, or you might have the arrow which is going upward. Okay, which you will have arrow which is going upward. So when it is going downward, it's the expansion. Whenever it is going upward, it's the compression. Okay. Now let us see the PV diagram for the adiabatic process. Let's see that. This is P and this is V. Okay. So if you just see the isothermal or adiabatic or polytropic, they're going to look like same. Okay. If you plot them differently. Okay. So let this be. Okay. Let this be expansion. This is the expansion. Okay. And when you move it in upward, okay, let this be compression. Try to understand. Okay. When you plot it separately, okay, they're going to look like same. Okay, one is expansion, second is compression. Okay, now okay, so I will just draw it again for a polytropic process. This is polytropic process where we have pressure, here we have volume. Now I will draw the expansion. Okay, same somewhat like that. We'll get this is our expansion E. Okay, exactly reverse process I will plot here. Okay, that is our compression. Is it okay or not? See, these three processes you might going to look like same, right? But how to differentiate those processes? Okay, now just try to understand. Okay, so when you write down for isothermal process, okay, we need to mention the law PV is equal to C. Try to understand. For isothermal process, we should mention the law PV is equal to C. Okay, for isothermal process, I should mention the law PV is equal to C. For adiabatic process, I should mention the law PV raised to power gamma is equal to C. Right? PV raised to power gamma is equal to C. Okay. Now for polytropic process, I should mention the law PV raised to power n is equal to C. For polytropic process, I should mention the law PV raised to power n is equal to C. Try to understand. Okay, see here. When it's a constant volume, what is the law? Volume is constant. Whenever it's a pressure, constant pressure process. Okay, what is the law? Pressure is equal to constant, right? Pressure is equal to constant. Okay, whenever it's a isothermal, whenever it's a isothermal process, I think that it is getting autofocus. Whenever it's a isothermal process, what is the law? PV is equal to C, right? Whenever it's isothermal, law is PV is equal to C. Okay, now whenever it's a adiabatic, law is PV raised to power gamma is equal to C. Okay, whenever it's a polytropic, law is PV raised to power n is equal to C, right? So basically, as I told you, when these processes are going to look like same, you should mention the law. This law you should mention on the process. Okay, then only you will be able to differentiate. Okay, so this is all about PV diagram. Okay, so this is all about what? PV diagram. Okay, now let us establish a relationship between PVT. Okay, so what is the PVT relation? Okay, PVT relation. So see, from ideal gas equation, we got P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. Right? So this is the equation which we got by ideal gas equation. P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2, right? But if you see this process, volume is constant. So V1 is equal to V2, V1 is equal to V2. So what expression we will get? P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2. Try to understand. We have already derived. Still I'm telling how to remember it. You remember this equation. P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. Because P1 V1 is MRT1, P2 V2 it's MRT2. Okay, so what you can write down? P1 V1 by T1 is equal to MR, P2 V2 by T2 is equal to MR. So you can equate their left hand side. So P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. Now in this process, volume is constant, so V1 is equal to V2. So P1 by P2 is equal, P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2. Oh, now just see this case. The pressure is constant. So P1 is equal to P2 now. P1 is equal to P2. So we will get V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. Try to understand. What we'll get? We'll get V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2 because P1 and P2 gets cancelled because they're the same for constant pressure process, right? Now let's go to constant temperature process. So T1 is equal to T2 for constant temperature process. So what do we have? We have P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2 because T1 is equal to T2, right? Now for the adiabatic process, okay, from the adiabatic process, you remember the relation T2 by T1, T2 by T1 is equal to P2 by P1, P2 by P1 raised to power gamma minus 1 by gamma is equal to V1 by V2 raised to power gamma minus 1. Okay, see every formula we have derived. Now the thing is I am just putting this in the form of table. Okay, so this is a relation which we have derived. If you go for a polytropic process, it is T2 by T1 is equal to P2 by P1 raised to power n minus 1 by n is equal to V1 by V2 raised to power n minus 1. Try to understand. Only I replace, which thing I have done? Only I just replace the gamma by n. Okay, that is the only thing which I done. I just replace the gamma by n. Okay, so let us finish this. Okay, so let us finish this step. Right, so this is PVT relation. Once we have finished with the PVT relation, we have calculated a work transfer. We have calculated what? Work transfer. Okay, so let us now calculate the work transfer. So work transfer. Okay, work transfer. So for calculating work transfer, we have formula W1 to 2 is given by integration PdV for process 1 to 2, right? For work transfer, we have this formula W1 to 2 is given by integration PdV for the process 1 to 2, right? Now let us put, see it's a constant volume process. So dV is 0. So work transfer is 0. Work transfer is 0. You can check it because see this we have already derived. I'm not nothing new I'm telling. For constant volume process, dV is 0. So work transfer is 0, right? Now let us do here. Here, let's calculate work transfer. What is the formula for what you will get? Okay, pressure is constant. So pressure we will take it out. So P, when you take it out, what you will get? You will get V2 minus V1. When you take P out, integration of dV is V for 1 to 2. That is V2 minus V1. Okay, so this also you can write down as MR T2 minus T1. Okay, MR T2 minus T1. We have derived this. Okay, now let's calculate for isothermal process. For isothermal process, work transfer is given by C into log to the base E V2 by V1. V2 by V1. Try to understand. This we already derived. C into the log to the base E V2 by V1. Okay, now instead of C, you can put it as P1 V1, or you can put it as P2 V2. Okay, or you can put it as MRT1, or you can put it as MRT2, or MRT2 you can put, right? Or MRT2 you can put. Instead of V2 by V1, instead of V2 by V1, we can put P1 by P2, right? You can put P1 by P2. Okay, so you use anything. Instead of C, you can use anything out of these four, and instead of V2 by V1, you can use this one. Okay, you will get the same answer. Any combination for the formula you can use. right? Let's calculate for adiabatic process. Let us calculate for adiabatic process. So for adiabatic process, okay, work transfer is given by, just the time before we have seen that. Okay, it is given by P1 V1 minus P2 V2 upon gamma minus 1, or it is also known as MR T1 minus T2 upon gamma minus 1, or it is also known as MCV into T1 minus T2, MCV into T1 minus T2. You can check it. Okay. Now for a polytropic process, I just replace gamma by N. Okay, so see what I'm doing. P1 V1 minus P2 V2 upon N minus 1, or it is MR T1 minus T2 upon N minus 1. Is it okay? See, I'm just summarizing in the form of a table. Okay, I remember those formula. That is the reason why I'm able to write down it. Okay, so this is all about work transfer. Okay, now let us calculate the heat transfer. Let us calculate the heat transfer. Heat transfer. Okay, heat transfer, it is indicated by Q122. Heat transfer is Q122, right? So what is the heat transfer in isochoric process? The process, it's a constant volume. So formula is mCv T2 minus T1, because process is constant volume, right? If the process is constant pressure, it is mCp T2 minus T1, because the process is constant pressure. You can see this process is constant pressure. So formula is mCp, right? Now let us calculate for third process, that is for isothermal process. So for isothermal process, what is the value of heat transfer? Heat transfer is equal to work transfer. Okay, heat transfer is equal to work transfer, and this is a work transfer, right? Now for adiabatic process, obviously heat transfer is 0. Okay, because the name only indicates adiabatic, heat transfer is 0. And for a polytropic process, okay, heat transfer is equal to gamma minus N upon gamma minus 1 times of work transfer. Just a time before we have seen this derivation. Heat transfer is equal to gamma minus N upon gamma minus 1 times of work transfer, right? So just a time before we have seen this derivation. I think you are able to remember it. Okay. Right. Now let us calculate change in internal energy, right? Okay, delta U, I'll write down change in internal energy, right? Change in internal energy we will calculate, and that is known as delta U. Okay, change in internal energy, it is known as delta U. So how you will calculate change in internal energy? Okay, formula for change in internal energy, it is same irrespective of any process. So let me write down the same formula again and again. mCv T2 minus T1. Okay, again here mCv T2 minus T1. mCv T2 minus T1. Again here mCv T2 minus T1. Here again mCv T2 minus T1. Try to understand. It might be any process. Formula for change in internal energy is same. Formula for change in internal energy is same, right? Okay. Now let us calculate. Now see, all of you might have observed the formula for change in internal energy, it is same. Okay, formula for change in internal energy, it is same, right? It is same for any process. But you observe that this is the isothermal process where T1 is equal to T2. Okay, so when T1 is equal to T2, what happens is, okay, your change in internal energy, okay, that is this term mCv T2 minus T1. Okay, this term will tends to 0. Okay, this will become 0. Okay, because T2 is equal to T1. This is for isothermal process. So your change in internal energy is 0. Now let us calculate change in enthalpy. Let's calculate change in enthalpy, which is indicated by delta H. Okay, how will you calculate change in enthalpy? It is M into Cp into T2 minus T1. Same formula will remain for all the process. I'll just copy the same formula. M Cp T2 minus T1. Again here M Cp T2 minus T1. Again here M Cp T2 minus T1. Right? Here also same. M Cp T2 minus T1. Right? But see, again here, this is the isothermal process where T1 is equal to T2. So your change in enthalpy is 0. Okay, but you remember, for change in internal energy, okay, the formula for all the processes is same, mCv T2 minus T1, but only for isothermal process, that value is 0 because T1 is equal to T2. Similarly, formula for change in enthalpy is same, it is mCp T2 minus T1, but for isothermal process, T1 is equal to T2, so that calculation will be 0. Is it okay, all of you? Is it okay, all of you? Let me know. Is it okay? Okay, so what we have done, basically we have just drawn this table. You can see this table, how we have made it. Okay, so in this table, it is very easy to understand and remember the formulas. Is it okay, all of you? Is it okay to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what we'll do today, we'll conclude the session, and in this session, in the next session, what we'll do is we will immediately start with the problem based on it. Right? Immediately we will start the problem based on it. Okay. So just a minute, I will put the link for the attendance, and then all of you can sign the attendance, and then we can. Just a minute.